This is the Mr. Chris Hip Hop Podcast. Let's go. Yo. Come on, let's go. Put your right leg to the side. Now jump. Put your left leg to the side. Now jump. Cross your arms, do it real tight. Now jump. Put your arms up real high. Now jump. Put your right leg to the side. Now jump. Put your left leg to the side. Now jump. Cross your arms, do it real tight. Now jump. Put your arms up real high. Come on, now just roll to the front. All right, what up? What is the business? Welcome to episode number 4. I'm glad you can make it and tune in this week. We got lots of great class stuff to talk about. I'm glad you've been listening to the podcast. I'm hoping that it's a helpful tool for a lot of teachers out there. I hope this is something you can use on a weekly basis to help your classes get better, bring that energy, and also teaching the fundamentals of all the hip hop moves. You know what I mean? Teaching the basics, letting your kids know, getting that enrollment up for them classes, just making it something that the kids look forward to, and something more importantly that you look forward to every week. A place where, you don't want to go into teaching or any job, that matter, just not pumped, not excited. So I'm glad that I can be a part of that journey. Glad that, I've been seeing a lot of people downloading the podcast, listening to it from the website. So there's a big shout out to my teachers out there. I'm holding it down week after week, teaching hip hop. Big props to you. Yeah, let's get into it. This week we got a lot of things to talk about. Oh, before I do that, let me tell you real quick where you can reach me. Follow me on Twitter at Mr. Chris Hip Hop. Facebook page is Mr. Chris Hip Hop Dance. Please hit the website. Plenty of things on there. Lots of music, blogging, and stuff like that. And also the podcast is on there. I'll put some of them on the homepage, but I'll put a lot of them in the blog area. So hit the website up, www.mrchrishiphopdance.com. Also, if you're looking for some inspiration, moves, or techniques, tutorials, you can also go to my other site, which is Zondaflex.Ning, N-I-N-G. So it's www.zondaflex.ning.com. You can find good videos on there. I put a lot of tutorials on there. Also use that in class a lot too. So basically, if I see something that I like and I want them to work on, and I want a quick visual of it, I have it on that site, so I can be able to pull that up real fast. So yes, that's how you can reach me. Shoot me an email too. Let me know what you think of the podcast, and if you have any moves or any questions about your classes, email me and at Chris at MrChrisHipHopDance.com. That's Chris, CHRIS, at MrChrisHipHopDance.com. All right, so let's get into the show. We got a lot of things to talk about this week in class. This was a great week. Started off a little different. That's the thing I like about the show, how each week there's something different. There's a new feel to it. There's a new vibe, and I kind of like to go with that. I like to kind of see where the week is going and feed off of that. So this particular one, my inspiration for this class in this week actually came from my wife, and it started off not in my hip hop class. It was actually the first class that we had. We kind of bring all the company members together. It's time where they do their stretches. They kind of warm up, get ready. And so, and normally my wife does that part. She teaches at our studio. She teaches, lyrical, contemporary, tap, jazz, and I do all the hip hop stuff. But a lot of times I'll come in with all the company members and just kind of see where they are, what they're working on. And so this particular one, she had just reached that point where she was kind of frustrated. And there's certain skills that she had said, I want you to have these skills by this time. And so everybody's kind of working on that. And so this particular one, I think it was called the Scorpion move. And it's a move where you kind of grab their leg, from behind, like they reach back, grab their leg and stretch it up. And it's like a straight line, feet pointed, real pretty move. You see it a lot in dances. And so we have our kids in the studio working on that. And so she got to the point where she just like, I've said it over and over again. I've said, I've talked to them. I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere. Chris, you need to inspire them. And she just walks out. And I'm like, what? Wait, where are you going? What do you do? And so I'm just there looking at them, and I'm like, okay, I really didn't know where to go. Music was kind of playing. They're looking at me. And then I had this idea. And I thought, why don't, if the Scorpion is the move that they're working on, why don't we divide them up into groups? I want to see who has what. So I asked the question. I said, who has their scorpion. And so a handful of them raised their hands. So I was like, all right, you guys get over here, and put them to the right side of the room. And I was like, we're going to call you Dim Scorpions, because y'all got Dim Scorpions. I mean, cha. So they're over there. That's Dim Scorpions. Give them a hashtag. Hashtag Dim Scorpions. Then I said, who is almost there? And you kind of like, not quite holding it, but when you grab it, bing, pops out like a rubber band, but you are almost there. A lot of them raised their hand. So I was like, you get in the middle of the floor. Y'all will be hashtag almost there. Almost there. Almost there. So they all started laughing. They thought that was crazy. So then the last one, I was like, and then who is like, you know what, Mr. Chris, this is not happening. I don't have this at all. Throw the leg up, can't even catch it, not even flexible yet. Raise your hand. Majority of the people did that. So it's like, okay, you go to the left side of the room, and y'all gonna be hashtag fingers crossed. So y'all are like, yes, one day my scorpion will come. So anyway, so I divided them up into those things, and then I told them this. I was like, I want you to kind of work on it, keep working on it in your groups. And then I said, now I want to see if there's anybody, and they kind of looked at each other in the mirror, and I was like, if there's anybody who you see what group you're in, but you want to be in that other group, you want it, you're like, I want that other group. I'm almost there, but I'm eyeing Dim Scorpions. I'm all about hashtag Dim Scorpions. And so a lot of people in almost there was like, yes, I think I can do it. And so I was like, all right, Dim Scorpions, you guys watch almost there. I'm going to give them 3 attempts. If you find anybody that is worthy to come over to the team of Dim Scorpions, point them out and we're going to bring them over. And then I did the same thing with the other group, fingers crossed. I was like, I want to see if you can move up one group to almost there. And then I told them, anybody that moves up a group, I'm going to do a Instagram collage of you doing the scorpion move. And for this day, because normally I do a lot of posts on my Instagram at Mr. Chris Hip Hop, and also at School of Dance and Music, where you're going to see a lot of all the studio kids there. And so it's just going to be whoever moves up a group today, this post is dedicated to you. So it's going to be an Instagram collage of you. So they're like, all right. And do you know, from that, I want to say there was 9 people that moved up to another group. And then the group, like if you were in Dim Scorpions, they were like encouraging the ones in Almost There. Almost There was encouraging the one in Fingers Crossed. And everybody, I found out that just creating that atmosphere in class of encouragement, no, everybody didn't get the skill, but 9 people. Do you know how many 9 people? That's a lot to go from, 5 minutes ago you were in one group and you didn't have a skill, and then boom, you jumped over and then you had it. And they were like, I don't know, I didn't have it before I came in today. But it is that when you create that atmosphere that you believe in the kids, and also you get their team to start pulling for them, it does something. And so that was it. And like I said, it wasn't in a hip-hop class, but it just inspired me so much, because I'm like, it's dance, it's teaching, so you can use this no matter what class it is. You can take it in hip-hop, you can do hashtag that face freeze, or hashtag the 6 step, hashtag almost there, hashtag fingers crossed. But it's something about when they see themselves and where they are and where they want to be, something motivates them to go on and get that extra step. And so that was how my week started of classes. So I was on one. That's where I was. Like, starting Monday on, I'm like, yes, that's where it is. You can do this kind of vibe. The other thing that I did, and some of you teachers out there, you can take this down too, but I took a minute with that same group the following day, and I had what's called a coach's corner, and I said basically, I was like, what are you working on? What do you want to get? So whether it's the right, left, middle splits, whether it's an aerial, whether it's a 6-step, a face raise, a wave, whatever skill you're like, I'm working on this but I don't have it. I was like, what are you working on? And then who has it in this room? Out of all the students in this class, who has the skill that you need? And so they would name these different skills, and they point out the person who has. So the person who had it, I would get them, and I was like, this for the next 10 minutes is going to be your personal coach. It's going to be your skill coach. So I want you to take them. I sent them to different parts of the room. It's like, I'm giving you 10 minutes with your skill coach, with your life coach. And I said, I want you to look at them. Yeah, I was talking to the coaches. I want you to look at them. If they do an aerial, tell them what they need to work on. I was like, and I guarantee you, just a little bit more encouragement, boom. And even with that, 2 or 3 more people got some more skills. So, just that's the vibe that I'm feeling this week. Just encouragement, and breaking them off into groups so that they can actually lift and build each other up. So it was great. I mean, that fired me up this week. I hope it's inspirational to you as well. But yeah, I mean, I'm like, yeah, I'm on fire this week. I'm feeling it. So anyway, let me get down to the class structure. This was a big week on class structure because I introduced not 1, not 2, but 3 skills this week. 3 skills in my hip hop class. And so I'm gonna talk a little bit about those skills. Did something different in the freestyle circle. It's something that you guys might be able to use. And kept that same energy and vibe from the beginning of the week. So let's look at the class structure. I started off first 5 minutes and I did a mixture that stretches, push-ups, sit-ups, and jumping jacks. And for each one of those, I picked a different leader. So I normally have my 2 oldest leaders out front and everybody watching them. This time I decided that I was going to have somebody who hasn't led class yet. So like if you haven't been a group leader, raise your hand. They came out. So one person led the stretch. Of course, I put on beats, instrumental beats from my hip hop Beats 2 album, because it has a lot of up-tempo beats. So I got one led the stretches, another one came up, led the push-up section, next one came up, led the sit-up section, and then the last one came up, did jumping jacks. So that had the cardio going. It was ready to go. And then right into the wave song for the next 5 minutes, I picked a new leader who has not led the wave song. Of course, we went over it again slow. Knuckles, fist, wrist, elbow, shoulder, chest, shoulder, elbow, wrist, fist, knuckles, out. That's how you do the wave and you turn the party out. It's like that, y'all. It's like that, y'all. I'm capable of pulling a rabbit out the hat, y'all. I'm sorry. Got lost in my wave song. Okay, and so came up, did the wave, and then here comes the new skill. All right, are you ready? Write this down. I want you to introduce this to your classes this week. The 6-step. The 6-step, and I have a song. It's on the Zonda 101 album, same one that Jump is on, same one that the Wave is on. It's the 6-step song. But what I did before I played the song, I had 2 people come out front who could actually do it already. Now, if you don't have anyone that can do the 6-step, it's okay, because you could go. I'll put the video up on the website as well, in the blog. But you can learn it, and then you can do it. But it doesn't matter. The reason I like to have some leaders doing it is because I like to walk around and make corrections as they go through it. But I had them do it standing up first. So just the feet, cross the left foot in front of the right foot goes back, or right foot comes to the left, and then go into the crab walk position. Had them do it, no song. Then I put the song on. So after they ran through it a couple times, put the song on, and they did the 6-step. Now the 6-step, it's like boom, dun, 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 and then there's a voice on there where it's like each step it starts off slow. So it's like 1 left foot goes in front of the right. 2. So it's like that, and then by the end of the song, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You do the 6-step, and it goes like this. So we worked that 6-step. I really enjoyed that. Then I went to the freestyle circle. Now, in the freestyle circle, so once I gave them that new skill number 1 for the day, went to the freestyle circle, but we had a test this week, and the test was, I said I want to go back over what we did the last couple of weeks, which was you learned the 6-step today, you've learned head isolations, the wave, you've learned some sort of freeze, whether it's a face freeze, a chair freeze, you learned the pin drop. And you learn CCs, which is footwork. So I took all of those, and I said, here's what I want you to do. I want you to start off with a pin drop. After the pin drop, I want you to go into the 6-step once. I want you to do 1 set of CCs. So you're going to do both sides, right side, then left side. Then I want you to stand up, give me a head isolation. You can pick whichever way you want to go, to the side, up or down. I need a wave, right to left to right. And then I want you to end it with a freeze. And I let them pick whichever freeze they wanted to do. So that was great. Now, here's what I was also doing. I'm also putting in that right there is the dance combination that we're going to do all together. Of course, a lot of that stuff, some of the floor work is kind of hard to link up together, but that's the expectation that I want. So I want them. So it's a test now, but it will become a dance. So you see how it kind of that leads into, started off, in week 1, we just do the move. Then we start putting the moves together. And then now they become a dance with transitions. So we did that. And then the next 5 minutes we did, actually this one took 10 minutes because we did the leg jump. And the leg jump is a move where, okay, like say if I'm gonna take my right hand, I'm gonna grab my left foot. So I'm holding it in front of me. And then I take my right foot and I jump through it. It makes like a little loop kind of deal when you hold it. And I jump through it, and then now my right foot is behind the left. So we call it the leg jump. So of course there were a couple olders in the class that could do it, but a lot of people could not do it. So what I did, I'm going to put this picture up on the website as well. I had them build a little leg jump help, where they can kind of help each other. So I had 2 people get down beside them on their knees. One person on the right grabbed the foot. And then the person in the middle could use their shoulders. So put their hands on the shoulders. Now you just jump over your leg, but you're using your hands on the shoulders to kind of push you up. So that worked out real well. So I divided it. First I started off, I had them work on it, threw on an instrumental, and then went into, if you need some help. So I had 2 designated helpers, and then they came over and helped. So that was the second move of the week. So you got the 6 step we introduced, then you got the leg jump. Like I said, I'm going to show you the picture on there. And the third one, in the next 5 to 7 minutes, I did a hat trick combo. Now this one I'm actually going to post the video so you can see it, but it was great. So you got the hat on the head, and then they did this move. They took the hat off, and then had it on one hand, switch it to the other hand, put it back on the head. Real simple move, real cool looking, but they enjoyed it. I had one hat there. So what I told them, I was like, next week, homework is I want you to work on the hat combo, and then I want you to bring a hat. And of course for the parents are like, great, something else that I have to do. But yeah, I was like, we need a hat. Need a hat during class. We're doing a hat combo trick. So that it was a 8 count. Like I said, I'll put the video up. Hat trick. So now you get a hat trick, leg jump, and you get the 6 step. Those are the 3 moves I introduced. And then I did one last freestyle circle to end class, and kind of how I did last week with the mask when I threw it in, use the same principle with the hat. So I'm like, you're freestyling. I throw the hat in. I want you to deliver the 8 counts that you were taught, and then you can do whatever you want to it, and then throw it back, and then give it to the next person. So it's a little hat trick freestyle vibe. That was great. Now the song, here's the song of the week. This is what I picked to use. It was the song, and I'm going to put this on the website as well. The song from the Wii game. You guys know the Wii game, the Wii menu. So the one that goes doom 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 doom. And I told him, I was like, this time when you freestyle, I want you to listen to everything the music is doing, and kind of move to it. So starting to get into teaching them musicality and not just dancing straight through, but having your starts and your stops. So that was great. All the parents came into it, and all the little kids, they were like, are you playing the music from the Wii? I'm like, yeah, that's what we do in here. You know what I'm saying? It's all sorts of stuff. Mr. Chris Hip Hop class. That's how it goes down. But that was the jam, though. And of course, some of my advanced dancers did a tut combo to it that was nice. So anyway, that was it. Gathered them around in a circle, gave them homework. Homework was, next week, bring your hat. Show me that hat trick combo we showed you. And then I want to see that leg jump. At least try. And so that was this week. And Mr. Chris Hip Hop Podcast coming to you all the way from Zondaflex Production Land. Thank you again for tuning in. That's all I got. Stay encouraged, teachers. Keep doing what you do. Stay motivated. And until next week, again, follow me on Twitter at Mr. Chris Hip Hop, Instagram at Mr. Chris Hip Hop, Facebook page Mr. Chris Hip Hop Dance. Website is mrchrishiphopdance.com and www.zondaflex.ning.com. It's been great talking to you. This little power cut is a little bit long, but I had fun this week. I enjoyed it. I'm full of energy, and I hope that transfers to you. So do your thing. In the meantime, do what you do, and I'll see you next week. Woo! Yo, come on, let's go. Put your right leg to the side. Now jump. Put your left leg to the side. Now jump. Cross your arms, do a real tie. Now jump. Put your arms up real high. Now jump. Put your right leg to the side. Now jump. Put your left leg to the side. Now jump. Cross your arms, do a real tie. Now jump. Put your arms up real high. Come on, now just roll to the front. Roll to the front. Roll to the front.